Well, Jack, nice to meet you. Thanks for coming on the show.
Nice to meet you too. Do you want me to look over here to my camera or over here to you?
Yeah, I mean, we're doing a Zoom call here, and my laptop screen is obviously here, but my camera is up here, so I kind of do a little bit of both.
Okay.
Feel free to do whatever feels natural, but for our YouTube viewers at home, they're going to be watching the video, so uh,
Yeah.
maybe favor the camera.
Sounds
Um,
good.
yeah, so um, I was saving this for the podcast because you mentioned it and it was a little shocking to me, but I also was a magician for 6 years professionally. Did you know that?
I did know that because I heard you say it at one point. I don't remember when, but yeah,
Yeah,
no, I'm
so,
really into magic.
okay, so tell me about your magic journey before we like get into the video stuff because I'm
Yeah, so
fascinated.
I've been doing magic longer than I've been doing YouTube, actually. So I started when I was like 5 when I got a magic set, and then I did my first show when I was 8. I don't think they knew they were hiring an 8-year-old. When they just heard it was a $50 magician, they thought it was a pretty good deal. But I went and I did this carnival, and it was
Uh-huh.
great. I've gone back every year since then, and I've done birthday parties, mostly kids shows, because that's just like where the business has been.
Oh yeah.
Lately, I've kind of taken a little bit of a hiatus because I've been trying to focus more on YouTube, but people are always asking me why I don't do magic in my YouTube videos, and I just have not found a smooth way to fit it in. I've
You
tried
know,
so hard.
it's funny you say that because same thing here. People ask me all the time, why don't you do magic? And I was actually thinking about this the other day because I'm in this transitional period personally where I'm trying to figure out what I want to do next, and that's one of the reasons why I really wanted to talk to you because I really love what you're doing.
Thank you.
Um, there's not like it's odd to me that there's like Justin Flom is great. Have you met him before?
Not
Or
in
did
person. I know who he is, though.
I think he lives here in Nashville actually, so I've met him a couple
Oh.
times. But he is amazing. But I can't really think of any like magicians on the internet, which is odd, right? You would think that there
Yeah.
would be, but I think it's because it's professional magicians do the same tricks over and over, and you can only kind of do it like once or twice, and then it.
So do internet magicians, though. The biggest magician on TikTok actually follows me. He didn't know I did magic. His name is Sean Does Magic on TikTok, and he has like maybe 5 tricks, and he just does them over and over. It's like the streamers out of the mouth.
Uh huh.
Sure, you've seen it if you've seen online magic. The watch to card trick
Yeah.
that everybody does, and then like a few other ones. But like, yeah, they do the same stuff all the time. But that's fine. I mean, he gets new viewers. He has like 25 million followers or something. So
Wow. Okay. I guess I don't follow the magic scene on the internet as much as I should. I kind of
yeah.
fell away from it when I transitioned to video about 10 years ago. But yeah, when I was 14, I was full time. I worked at Cece's Pizza. Do you have those out where you live?
Uh,
It's like a
no,
buffet. It's like a pizza buffet place.
yeah, I've heard of it. I've watched. Do you know who Company Man is on YouTube?
No, that's a funny name.
Company Man. He makes videos about companies. He did a video about CC's Pizza I watched like a week ago.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I live in Deerfield, Illinois, which is north of Chicago. It's a little bit closer to Wisconsin than Chicago, but it's like
Okay.
I live like 20 minutes from O'Hare Airport. So yeah,
Nice.
but there's not really anywhere I live. But I know what you mean. I've done
But
the
yeah,
restaurant magic.
yeah, I did when I was a teenager. I did restaurant magic, and then did corporate events and parties and stuff similar to yourself. And Brock Gill, do you know who he is? Have you ever heard of Brock Gill? He's a Christian illusionist. He was kind of the first like illusionist in the like Christian market. He started like early '90s and toured with all the big bands in the '90s and stuff. And he was like my mentor, and I went on the
Oh,
road with him and was planning to pursue like an actual legitimate career in magic. And I started doing video as well. And he was the one that told me like, look, you could do magic or video, but I'm just telling you, I've been doing magic professionally for 30 years, and like I would even be considered successful to many people, and I'm still like barely getting by financially. Like, and he was doing like 300 shows a year, you know.
yeah.
So he was like, you should do video, give it a try. And so I just went cold turkey and just stopped magic completely. I even had a couple shows booked I had to like give to some friends and stuff, and then
Wow.
I basically just kind of stopped at a certain point. But I kept the stage name, which was Dave Mays. Prepare to be Demazed by Dave Mays.
Yeah.
So that's where the stage name comes from, because it was a magic name that I gave myself. So,
Yeah, that's super cool. I think you probably will know some of the people I've worked with, some of my like mentors. Like, do you know who Sean Farquhar is?
oh yeah, totally.
Yeah. So I've worked with him a little bit. He's taught me a few things. There's another guy you might not know, but he like is responsible for all the magic shows I ever did, and he taught me all the kids show stuff. His name is Danny Orleans.
Okay.
He was like the master of kids show magic. He also now he does a lot of corporate magic.
Hmm.
But yeah, there are tons of great guys. There's this guy named Rick Wilcox, who is, I believe, the most underrated magician of all time. He's
Okay.
David Copperfield level, but he has a show in Wisconsin Dells. Do you know
Mm.
where that is?
No, I've never even heard of it. Yeah.
It's
That
you
sounds
know where
awesome.
Pigeon Forge is, right? Because you
I
live in
do.
Tennessee. Same thing, tourist
Okay.
trap, like
Yeah.
you know. But he has a magic show there, and it is Vegas level. He flies above the audience. He like
Wow.
it's incredible, so good. But yeah, so I've worked with a lot of magicians, and like I really thought this was gonna be like my career, but
Hmm.
like it's not. I don't know how to describe it. It's not that scalable, and like I just had bigger like
Yeah.
desires, I guess you could say. Like you could build a YouTube channel to infinite heights.
Yeah.
Magic, it's like your the best you can get is like a Las Vegas show, which is like really cool,
Hmm.
but like I don't know. And I also just like I feel like I enjoy doing video a little bit more. So
I'm in the same boat, and I
yeah.
feel like all the skills that you and I learned over the years as magicians translate beautifully to being a YouTuber. And that's why, I mean, Peter McKinnon also is a
Right.
magician, and several others. Chris Ramsey, obviously.
I know,
Um,
yeah.
and
Wild.
I think Chris Howe, who's a photographer,
Oh, I'm
podcast he
talking to him in a
was.
couple days actually. I'm doing an
Yeah.
interview for my next video.
Oh, wow. Yeah. He
Yeah.
just got married. I can't, yeah.
I know.
We've had Chris and Lizzie on the show twice now. They're awesome.
Cool. Yeah.
But yeah, I think the list kind of goes on and on. There's a couple. I think Jevin Dovey also was a magician. So it's pretty funny how like, and I don't know about you, but I was in the SYM. Were you in that, the Society of Youth
I'm in the
Magicians?
IBM, the
The I,
International Brotherhood of
I was in
Magicians.
the IBM as well. Yeah, I was in the SAM. I started in the SYM, which was the Society of Youth or Young Magicians or something, when I was a kid, and then I transitioned to the SAM, which
Right.
I think Houdini founded that one or something. I don't know, or maybe it was IBM that he founded. I don't remember. But
Yeah, no, I started in IBM when Sean Farquhar was the president of the whole thing,
oh,
and
cool.
that's when
Yeah.
I like learned who he was. Yeah.
I mean, this is fun just doing magic talk. Do you know who David Williamson is, the
Huh?
comedy magician? We used
Yeah.
to have a local magic shop. That's how I started. Was there was a local shop here in Nashville, right down the street from my house, and I
They
was a
all
teenager, and I would just hang out there, and all these older guys would like just teach me stuff, and I would literally just right after school just go over there and just stay there for like 4 hours and just
Yeah.
practice, my card counting and double flips and whatever.
Yeah.
And I just met all these people, and we would have lectures like once a month at the shop. They had their own little
Right.
stage and everything. And David Williamson came in, and I was a huge fan of him. And Justin Credible was kind of blowing up at the time too. His name is actually Justin Willman, who a lot of people know now from
Oh.
Netflix. But I
Yeah.
actually was a fan of his back in like 2008 when he was doing college shows.
Yeah.
And his stage name was Justin Credible, which I thought was hilarious. Justin Credible.
Yeah.
I don't know why he changed it. I guess he wanted to take himself more seriously, I guess.
Yeah.
But these last couple of years, people are like, have you seen the Justin Willman special? I'm like, little do you know, I've been a fan since, for a long time
Yeah.
ago. And then I don't know if you've heard my story too with McKinnon, but I met him at Magic Live
Oh, cool.
9 years ago, before either one of us were YouTubers. He was working for Still Motion, which was like a wedding company in Canada,
Yeah.
and he was walking around with like a 7D, and I recognized that it was a 7D because I was a video guy too, and I just was like, oh cool, shooting on a DSLR. What's your name? Tell me. We followed each other on Vimeo, and I would comment on his stuff. He was doing stuff for Illusionist and Theory 11, and I followed his career doing production for Theory 11 for so many years. And I was always just like, dude, this is so epic. He would shoot like 120 FPS on the FS
Right.
700 with all the card stuff and the flourishes.
Yeah.
And then because I knew who he was from Magic Live, like he started posting stuff on his channel, which I was already following because I was watching his Theory 11 stuff. And then he started doing the vlogs, and I was like, oh, that's Peter. It's like he's doing the thing. And then
Yeah.
now he's literally like a freaking king on the internet.
Right.
I was a young, like I started my whole career in video and magic when I was 14, and then I was a professional like filmmaker when I was 17 and stuff. So I was always annoyed when people would ask me how old I was. But how old are you?
Guess.
19.
Are you serious? Nobody's ever guessed older than I actually am. I'm 17. I just
So
turned
you're
17 on
so
June.
you're in high school,
Yeah, I'm going into my senior year.
dude. I just want to
That's
say like I'm getting
awesome.
like chills like thinking about it cuz like I really see myself in you, dude. Like I was, like I said, I was a magician when I was 14 professionally, and everybody around me just didn't understand like what I was doing. I came from a small town. I live in the South on top of that. So like I was into creative things, and everybody around me was into hunting and fishing.
Wow.
And so I grew up like in the magic shop, really connecting with those guys because it was a bunch of older guys and people that I could look up to that were actually interested in the things I was interested in. And I'm a millennial, so I didn't have the internet like you have. It did exist. YouTube did exist right when I was graduating high school. But YouTubers, that wasn't really a thing. So once I found YouTube, and started using it as an adult, I started finding like my people, and most of my best friends now are YouTubers and people who do camera stuff and filmmaking stuff. And so it must be crazy, like, being 17, going through all this, doing YouTube while going to high school, while also having
Yeah.
probably the weird social stuff of being in high school and being a YouTuber, being a magician. Um, what's it like being 17 doing YouTube and
So,
magic?
yeah, so YouTube, if this was my full-time job, I could tell you I'd upload a whole lot more. Being 17, this is what I do on the weekends and when I have extra hours during the day. I am like a really busy guy outside of YouTube. I'm trying to take the magic stuff down a little bit, get
Hmm.
that out of my schedule. I don't even know if these are in the right ears. I don't know how to use AirPods Pro. Regardless, I'm like a busy guy. I do track and cross country,
Oh,
which is a
wow.
really fun thing, but it means I'm at school till 5:30 like every day.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
I get home and like I'm in the hard classes and whatever. So then I get home, I
Are
have
you a
my
senior
homework. I'll be a senior
this
next
year?
year.
Cool. I'm glad that
This
you
year.
are a senior in a year where things are normal again. So that would be great.
Yeah. Junior year was weird, but we came back in like February or April
Yeah.
or March or something. But yeah, so no, I'm really busy. Right now is the best time for me, like just this week, because the first 5 weeks of the summer, I was a camp counselor at an overnight camp,
Oh, wow.
which is not a recipe for success on YouTube. I love this place. My dad went there. I feel really spiritually connected to this place, this camp I went to. But it was a great time. It was a mistake if I wanted to be able to do YouTube. I was there. It's a 24/7 job. I get up at like 6:40, do my
Yeah.
run in the morning. I'm showered, back in the cabin by 8 a.m. The whole camp wakes up. I'm a camp counselor all day for all these seventh graders in my cabin, and then for everybody, whatever. Go to bed at like 11, wake up, do the same thing the next day. That was for 5 weeks.
Yeah.
And I was going to do it for 8 weeks or 9 weeks, technically, if you count the week of staff training. And I pulled out early. I was like, I
Mhm.
really want to work on my YouTube channel. I want 4 weeks to just like grind. So I got home. I got almost nothing done in those 5 weeks, which is like brutal. But like I edited one video. So like, I don't know if you've seen my latest video, but I talk about like simulations and stuff in it. It's
Mhm.
kind of different. I mean, I talk about that like at the end, but it's like deep fakes and whatever. There's one scene in that video that is shot in front of this really beautiful lake, and there's this beautiful sunset. That
Uh-huh.
was shot at the camp. And then my next video, parts of it were shot at the camp, parts of it were shot here. But like I
Mhm.
was never able to complete an entire video there. It was near impossible. It was just very difficult. But I'm back now, and I had a great time, but it was really difficult. Oh, this is me.
Yeah, what are you talking about here?
So just go ahead. Keep scrolling through. So obviously this was shot before I left. This was shot early June.
Mhm.
Um, Go to like 6 minutes in, maybe 5 minutes. Before that. There you go. That's where it
Oh,
is.
dude, that looks so clean. It looks like a green screen. It doesn't even look
That's what
real.
everybody tells me. It's because I
That's because
brought my big,
you have a
yeah,
light. Yeah.
Godox SL60W is my light of choice because I can't
Heck yeah.
afford Aperture. Although Aperture, if you're watching this, I would love if you could send me some lights. I hate my Godox. It's loud. It sucks. Send me Aperture lights, and I promise I will promote you. I've emailed you countless times. All right. Sorry. Anyways, lighting I recently learned is more important than I thought. I used to use, you can actually see it in the background. I used to use these, you can see it actually there too. This was my little softbox. I had a bunch of these Amazon softboxes and they're so bad. And the biggest tip I can give, I know this is so random, but the biggest tip I can give if you are starting out on YouTube with like production quality, obviously, is you can use whatever camera you want. Get like a $130 Godox SL60W kit that comes with like the 90 centimeter softbox, the
Mm,
Octabox. This was $130 on eBay.
mm,
Comes in 1 week. Transformed my life. Like
yeah.
it looks so great. And this is
Yeah.
at 58% right now. And I usually use an ND filter on my camera. I could pop it up, whatever I want.
Well,
These Amazon lights, it was
I can
what?
tell the light quality is great too. Like the
It's
color,
great.
the CRI, it's what they call it, is really
It's
high.
great. In these three Amazon like softbox lights that are a little bit smaller,
Hmm.
three for like $100, and they're so crappy. They're just like ceiling lights.
Yeah.
It's so biggest tip: just invest in one great light pointed at a 45-degree angle,
Yeah.
like this, coming down, and then I have one light, a clamp light from Home Depot in the ceiling on my head. And
Yeah.
this is that's it. That's the setup that I use for every video. There's a one softbox in the back lighting the background, but that is it. And
Go
then this
watch
is $10 IKEA light. Like
go to Jack's bio on his YouTube channel. I think you have like a kit with all your stuff in it. I'm sure you have a link affiliate link there, right? So
I no affiliate links actually. I haven't tried that. I probably should. And then I also have listed in every video's description a link to every piece of gear I use
are those
because
affiliates?
that's what they're not affiliates.
Well, that's the only reason why you put links in it.
Well, I learned from Casey Neistat a long time ago, and he used to daily vlogs to put all the gear in my description. Now, come to think of it, it's a little bit of a dumb strategy, but
Well, he
because
did
it's
that.
just avoiding comments.
No, the only reason that was there is because he was making $10,000 a month off of affiliate from it.
It's
10,
true. I should
20,000.
start doing affiliate links. It's
Also,
weird because it's
you make the link vague too. You say camera link, lens link. You don't put what the camera
smart.
is to make people click on it.
These are the nuances that I don't know about with YouTube. Like I know how to make a good video, but I never know the nuances. No, but yeah, I started putting it there because, and I should talk a little bit about this because this is incredible. Casey Neistat, I truly believe, has had a bigger impact on my life than anyone I've ever met except for my parents. And that is the full truth. I never
Yeah.
would have started my YouTube channel. I never would have started running. My life would be completely different if I never saw. Keep dropping the AirPods. Get rid of one AirPod now.
Just one.
I
one's
never
fine.
would have. Yeah, my life would be completely different if I never saw Casey Neistat. He is like my number one celebrity. Like if I could meet any celebrity, anyone in the entire world living today, it would be him.
Wow, him and
It
Logan
is
Paul, right?
incredible, like how much he has influenced me.
Yeah, I can totally vouch for the same thing. Like same here. That's what got me going. I think maybe it's just because we're similar with the magic stuff too. It's like I saw what he was doing. I was able to recognize that he's a great performer. He is really great on camera. He's a great editor. He's a great cinematographer. Even though like intentionally the footage looked scrappy and kind of crappy, like you could tell he understood composition and how things worked. And yeah, I mean, pretty crazy, obviously, but his marriage was gonna be over if he kept going, and
Yeah.
he's killing himself with the daily vlogs. But
Yeah, I listen to all the podcasts he does now where he interviews and he's like, "Oh, the daily vlogs were so bad." But I mean, why do you think I have this stuff? Like I bought this exact setup, the 10 to 18 millimeter lens, because of Casey Neistat. I wanted to
Yep.
be in so bad. And if you watch my first videos from 2015, they were like everyone else's at that time, carbon copies of Casey. It was like Jack Gordon vlog _005 or whatever.
Yeah,
Like it was
yeah.
the carbon copy Casey intro. I bought a Mavic Pro in 2016. Like I
Nice.
wanted to be him so bad.
Well, that's totally fine. Like when you're getting started and stuff, like it's great to look up to people to emulate them, and you know, they always say that's like the highest form of flattery if you're an artist and somebody's copying what you're doing, you know. So,
Yeah.
what else are you gonna do? I mean, that's like going to school for being a YouTuber, you know. So
Hayden Hillier Smith came on your podcast, and I know he said in one of his
yeah.
videos that you should steal. And this is true. Watch my videos. I sound like Vsauce. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like I do. Like,
Well, it works
yeah.
out that Vsauce isn't
He has
really
17
uploading
million
anymore,
subscribers.
so.
Like, I want 17 million subscribers. Like, yeah, I'll take it, you know?
Totally, yeah, and I know I don't really follow a ton of Mr. Beast clones, but I know there are plenty of them. I think almost
Now,
every creator has like kind of shifted their format quite a bit. All the big YouTubers
for
have definitely
sure.
shifted it based on what he's been doing. So,
Well,
um,
the Mr. Beast clones are a bit more egregious. I mean, Morgs is ridiculous, but they're, you know, all over the place. They're A4 from Russia, but
oh yeah, don't they like literally take
Photoshop their head on his thumbnails. Yeah.
they just Photoshop their face on his thumbnail and then they do like the poor man's version of the same concept, basically.
Yeah, A4 did the island video, but it was a wallpaper in a room that looked like an island and green screen stuff. He didn't go to an island. It was shot
Oh
indoors.
my gosh, it's so weird. I think
Almost
it's
as
just
many views too.
I think it's just a Russian thing. He didn't make as much money off of it, and obviously the credibility is killed on his part.
Yeah.
That's something that I think maybe has come from like maturity on the platform. Like for me personally, I've learned like even if something is trending or if something is like the right thing to do in quotations in terms of like what's going to get the most views, at the end of the day you do want to have a good reputation because your career is going to live on hopefully for several years as you begin to age and get older. And like if you do something super cringe and terrible like that, like it stays on your record and people won't want to work with you, you know.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like I study YouTube. Like this is my life now. That's all I think about 24/7. And I find it really interesting. It's really an interesting case study to look at the people who really don't care about what people think of them. They just want attention. This is the Trisha Paytas and Nico Cotto avocados of the world. These
Yeah.
people will do anything, regardless of how negative it is. They will trash somebody who's obviously not worthy of being trashed or whatever, just for views. They don't care what the perception is. They don't care if they get tons of dislikes because hate watches are still watches. And like it's like they are so selfless. They don't care what their perception is. They just want money and fame. It's so
Yeah.
interesting because it's the opposite of me. Like I could never handle that. I want people to like me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's wild. And you see that more and more now. There's a lot of people doing negative things for attention that they know people won't like, but they know they'll get money and views off of it. And, you know, I'm really aware that I say these things very ignorantly because I am 17 and I will make mistakes. But this is why, like, I'm very glad that I didn't have like 100,000 subscribers or whatever I'm at now, a little bit below that, like when I was like 10 or like when
Yeah.
I was like 11, like Ryan's toy review level, or even like when I was like
Yeah.
14. Like when I was like 14, I was just as into YouTube as I am now, like just as much. And I wanted it so bad. And I'm so glad I didn't have like a viral video get a million views, you
Yeah.
know, or like, I'm so glad that TikTok wasn't the way it is now then, because then and this is like my whole channel, guys. If you don't know who I am, this is like my channel is talking about the TikTok algorithm, not my whole channel, but like those are my big videos. But TikTok is so interesting because of basically supply and demand. TikToks, you watch people on TikTok watch so many TikToks a day that just because they spend 52 minutes a day on the app, on average, the average user spends that much time. I think keeping in mind a lot of people never open the app, so it's like probably higher for the people who actually open it.
Yeah.
You watch so many hundreds of TikToks and there's not that many being made and they're all so short. TikToks just get a lot of views on average. A TikTok's just going to get more views than a YouTube video or an Instagram post because there's just not enough of them to fulfill the ridiculous demand. So it's like it's so saturated on there. And that's why it's so easy to get famous on TikTok. It's so easy. And this is a lot of what I talk about in my next video. Subscribe and you'll check it out.
Yes,
I
Jack
rigged
Jordan.
the Instagram algorithm to
Jack-
make me go viral, where I talk about why you can't rig the Instagram algorithm to go viral. Like I really try, but like on TikTok, I was able to get to 100,000 followers in 1 week by
Wow.
doing nothing. It was all organic. All I did was upload 20 TikToks, 20, I think it was 19 actually, of just well shot, like shot on this nice C100. Like it looked well shot,
Yeah.
informative TikToks. And like that was enough to people like, oh my God, it's shot on the iPhone 27. Like this is so high quality. It was so unheard of for them because it was like high quality. And that little tiny thing is enough to propel you to 100,000 followers. I was so surprised. And in the initial video, I didn't really know why. I was just like, I guess I just make such good videos that the TikTok algorithm. But I later realized it's supply and demand. It's like there's just people spend so long on this app every day, and TikToks are not that long. Like, think of if you have a YouTube channel for a year, you might make 10 hours worth of content. If you have a TikTok account for a year, you might make 10 times more TikToks, but there might still be 10 minutes of content total. And that's generous. That's if you made like 100 TikToks. You know what I mean? And so if you spend 52 minutes a day on TikTok on average, which is higher than any other social media apps, average time on the day, I think for Instagram, it's about 30 minutes. There's so many TikToks being watched. Like, it's an interesting experiment if you want to count how many TikToks you watch, just spending 30 minutes on the app. It's in the hundreds always, you know, and you didn't realize it.
And the user base is continuing to grow. I mean, like, I feel like we're getting to that stage where like parents of the kids are gonna, I mean, some of the hip and cool parents are already on it, but like my parents definitely aren't. They're in their 60s. Like they couldn't care less. But like when maybe in another couple years, like when my parents' friends are on it, like it was like that with Instagram. Eventually all the old people got onto Instagram, you know? And that's a really interesting thing that I can't wait to see your video, Jack. It's going to be awesome.
I talk a lot about it in the Instagram algorithm, original Instagram algorithm video that I did. But this is like the follow-up where I'm like, I'm going to actually attempt to get famous. And I mean, I'm sure we'll talk about this a little bit, but like, yeah, basically like this all started with this one video I did about the TikTok algorithm. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to be the algorithm guy now. And I started doing these like algorithm videos, and like, it's really interesting to me. And I feel like this was such an unfilled niche on YouTube. And this really helped my channel a lot, propel me, like all these algorithm videos. So I'm really happy about it. It's been really good. But I'm trying to shouldn't even say this. I'm trying to shift away from the algorithm videos because they're not sustainable and you can't do them forever. That's why my last video was a little bit more techie and sciencey. All right, sorry, go on.
No, I mean, you're kind of covering you're kind of going over everything that I want to ask in like little bits. So let's just start with like, I mean, with the kind of blow up video for you, and the one that I think the first one that I saw probably is the one that most people have seen, which is your most viral video. I figured out the TikTok algorithm. That video, I feel like I maybe saw another one honestly before that, but
wow,
it's got 600,000 views 10 months ago. I mean, we're coming up on almost a year of your life now, like kind of in this new chapter for your channel. You mentioned how you were doing like tech stuff, Casey Neistat stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going back, if you sort by oldest, I mean, you were a child, you know, on the on the channel.
I'm still a child technically, but
that's a good point.
17.
But yeah, you don't act like it. I feel like I'm talking to
thank you.
An adult here. But yeah, I mean, it's just so cool that you've been on the platform for so long. I'm going to share it real quick. Hold on. So we can look at it together. So like I sorted by oldest, and like, I mean, this is incredible.
My first video was August of 2015 on this channel. This was my second channel. I had a few channels before this, but my first was August 2015. That's when that first one came out.
I mean, tell me about this journey as, I mean, obviously a child with a camera learning to edit. What was that like with just your life as a kid, and your parents kind of, I would assume, just encouraging you, guiding you through that process?
So I was relentless. I really was like vlogging to the point where it was too much. So this was my first camera. I just grabbed it for fun. I got this for my 11th birthday, June 10th, 2015. This was the GoPro Hero 4 Silver, and all these thumbnails you're seeing were shot on this.
Awesome.
I also used to shoot on the iPhone 4 until that video, getting the iPhone SE, when I got the original iPhone SE, and that became my new camera choice.
Nice.
But this was my first camera. Then I used the iPhone 4. That was maybe it was the 3GS? No, it was the 4. It was boxy. And it was my dad's old one.
Can you vlog with the iPhone SE? Is that
So this video, don't put this in your podcast, this video. Because this, you can if you want, but all these kids still go to my school, and they're not going to want this on the podcast.
Okay.
You can if you want. But
I guess
that is
a
6th grade trip to Springfield that I vlogged.
That's hilarious. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, dude. It's just so cool, man. Like I would make I would make like stupid videos with my friends with my parents like VHS tape. That's how old I am, you know. But
Yeah.
if I had YouTube, I'd be doing the same thing. I mean, this is just amazing that you were
But
just
like,
having fun vlogging stuff.
yeah, if you click on any of these, you'll see the Casey Neistat immediately. There's a few outliers. We'll talk about that in a minute. But like most of these are Casey Neistat, like so obviously inspired. Like I mean, I'm sure this one is too. Clickbait title too. I knew the clickbait even in October of 2016. Like,
You even did the you did the all caps except for the I as
yo, I don't
well.
even know why he did that. I just thought it was kind of just what he did, so I did that.
Unboxing the perfect vlogging setup.
Right.
So 2016.
Yep. Casey Neistat was still in his original daily vlog when this was made.
You're doing the POV shot of the box.
Yep. I was how old was I? I was 12.
Is that what
Yeah, I
you're
was
shooting on
12 when
right
this
now?
was made. This camera is the camera I'm shooting on right now for this
That's
interview.
amazing.
Yeah. It's
It's gonna
unboxing the Canon Rebel T5i. Yep.
it's gonna cut out in 30 minutes, right? So
No, maybe, but I can just start it again.
yeah, that's. I'm just saying. Just make a note, like a
Oh,
mental note that
yeah.
we may
No,
have to
but all
restart
these are
it. But
shot in this room too. Like I shoot my videos in my parents' basement. Literally. I'm 17. Like I live with my parents. Like it's not that big a deal. But this
yeah,
is my parents' basement. Literally. This is the same room too.
that's amazing. Black background. Good
Same
light too
table.
on that one. Is that the Amazon lights?
Those are 3 Amazon lights. This is the unbox. This is my unbox therapy phase. And you can see the white table, same white table I use now. I was sitting in the exact same spot, black backdrop that I bought on Amazon, the kit with the lights.
Were you
And it was
doing
great. And I
magic
mean,
back then as well, or
oh,
was
I
it
was
kind of
doing magic from my first video. Yes, magic I've been doing
okay?
longer than YouTube.
So again, it comes back to, at least in my experience, being a magician and then being on camera is fairly similar. So it
Uh-huh.
is a different skill set to learn to like look at the lens and not look off to the monitor, and like you kind of have to be a little bit more animated and a little more crazy because it
Uh-huh.
translates better. But like you were just honing all these skills all these years, and it's really
Right.
cool.
I mean, I'm ridiculously animated and crazy in my videos. Like it is stupid, but like it's great and it keeps people's attention and like I have a good time doing it. And that's how I present my magic tricks too. Like there are 3 people who you can thank for the animation in my videos. That is Casey Neistat, Sean Farquhar, who I brought up earlier, and
Uh huh.
he talks like that as a magician. If you look up Sean Farquhar performing magic, he sounds like me in my videos. He's like, "Hey guys, Sean Farquhar here. I'm gonna take cards." And then
Yeah.
also Doc Brown from Back to the Future. Doc Brown, Back to the Future is my favorite movie by a long shot. I'm not a movie guy at all, but I will watch Back to the Future any day. It's the best movie ever made, in
It
my
is.
opinion.
It's
It is
so
the
vibey.
perfect
Yeah.
movie. And Doc Brown, I just thought it was so funny how he's just like this crazy mad scientist. And so I kind of give off this vibe in my videos of like, I'm kind of crazy and like I'm this like weird mad TikTok algorithm scientist and like I'm like a
Yeah.
little bit crazy, but like it's kind of fun. He's like,
Well,
great Scott, you know?
well, I mean, the thing is like Gary V would say, your age is your advantage right now, and now is the time to try and experiment and to do these types of things, like hopping
Right.
between different genres and finding the things that work for you. I mean, basically now we're sitting at, you're about to hit 100,000 subs, which is awesome. And like you said, if you were not in school, I am sure you'd be at, well past that by now. But
Oh, thank you. But yeah, I'm not dropping out of high school.
do you have college plans? I'm sure a lot of people are
Yeah.
probably wondering that.
The plan is going to college. So here's what I'm saying. Tell myself if I graduate with 1 million subscribers, 1 million, that's the number. If I graduate high school, so in a little less than a year, I mean, I'll graduate in May of 2022. If in May of 2022 I have 1 million subscribers, I'm not going to college. If
Okay.
I don't have 1 million subscribers, I'm going to college. Or if I think I'm going to hit it like by this time next year, like if I think I'll start college with 1 million, like if I'm at 900K when I graduate, I'm not going to college because as much as like I want to go to college, I do because like I make educational videos. I want to be smart. You know what I mean? Like I want to know what I'm talking about. I think college is a really great experience. I mean, it's just like a good thing to do. But like, what
It-
am I doing in college if I have 1 million subscribers? You know
Well,
what I mean? Like,
Well, my question is also like, Are you making any money right now with the channel? Is it bringing
Yeah.
in anything substantial for you? I mean, it is. Are,
Surprisingly substantial for the amount of subscribers I have. Yeah.
no, no. I'm just asking because you're not doing affiliate. You're probably leaving about maybe $3,000 a month on the table because you're not doing that. But
What? Okay, I didn't even know affiliate was this big of a deal. Okay, great. I will start doing affiliates.
are you doing
I make my money
sponsorships
from
too?
yes, I do the AdSense obviously, and then I have a sponsorship deal right now with Skillshare. 2 videos so far. My next one will be sponsored by Skillshare, and then I've got another brand that I'm not going to say because I don't think I'm allowed to say, but
Yeah, yeah.
like
Are you
you've
working
heard
with
of it. Like it's just another YouTube brand.
Squarespace?
No, but I won't confirm or deny anymore. But it's a brand you've heard of 100 times.
Are you doing it yourself, or do you have an
Yeah.
agent?
No, after 100K, I'm gonna hire someone. But right now, I'm doing it myself.
Okay. Well, you don't have to hire.
Every
You don't hire them.
part of
You give them you give them like 10% or whatever.
yeah. But for right now, like just to answer any further questions, every part of my YouTube channel I'm doing myself. There's nothing that anyone else does.
It's amazing.
I do
It's really
every
amazing,
part.
dude.
Scripting, filming,
And you
editing,
look at-
thumbnails, all
You
of
know,
it.
again, for our audio listeners, I would encourage everybody to go to Jack's YouTube channel and watch some of the videos here. The quality of them, I mean, here I am speaking as a filmmaker, is amazing. Your editing is fantastic. The motion graphics are great. The quality is amazing. The lighting, which we've already talked about, is incredible. And that just comes from, I mean, you've been doing this for, what, 7 years now? 6 years? You know,
Yeah, 6 years or so.
all the way
And
back.
recently I've taken it more seriously for sure.
And so, I mean, what an exciting time for you to be in high school and to be at this stage. I think a lot of people. Here's the reality: is people would normally just like waste their time in high school, waste their time in college, and then go get a job, and then for about 4 years flounder around doing what you've already done now. So you're gonna have about a 6-7 year head start on most normal people who don't actually start their career until they're 25, 26 or something like that. You've literally got a 10-year head start on most people because people just high schoolers on average don't do what they love for work when they're in high school. That's
Yeah.
But I just would encourage you to really like appreciate what you've been blessed with. And I can say that coming from me, who I didn't go to college. I've worked for myself since I was 14, and I've never had like a real job. I've always done magic or video. So I feel like of all people probably in the world, not in the world, but in our little friend group, like I can really speak to what you're experiencing. Cause again, I was literally a magician too. So, don't take that for granted and don't be cocky either. Like I was super cocky, like,
Yeah.
cause I'd make like $400 in a night doing a magic show. And then my friends would have to wait tables or whatever for a whole week to even make that much, And
Yeah.
I'd be like, why would you even do that? You can do something else and make more money. But like, the truth is like, some people don't want to do creative stuff. They don't want to put the time and the work and the effort you've put into it. And that's totally fine. And also we need people of all types of people to make the world, work. And people I've married a person who's not a creative in the way that I am. And, she loves like filling out forms. Like she actually loves it. So her job is that she like fills out forms all day and she loves it. And I'm like, really? But she
Yeah.
does. So anyways, that's my little ramble, but like, it's pretty awesome that you're in this situation. And I guess this is like, I went to college for a year to kind of satisfy the kind of status quo. But I
Right.
started,
That's what it is for me. But I also don't know. Like I have no idea
You don't
what
know.
the right decision is.
I would say based on my knowledge of YouTube, based on being a full-time YouTuber for 4 years now, based on your channel but you're already way ahead of most full-time YouTubers. You got more subscribers, more views, and if you just crank the consistency up, which the minute you graduate, you already have a world of hours ahead of you. Like if you literally graduated and then just started working on YouTube, you could post once a week or twice a week,
Yeah, well, okay, so that's what my next 4 weeks is. I start school in around 4 weeks from now. I've got 4 weeks between now and school to do almost nothing except for wake up at 6 every day, go to summer running and train for cross country, but then I'm home by like 8:30. And what I'm doing now to time manage is I'm literally telling myself I have 9 to 5 every day. And I
Yeah.
always work past 5, but I'm starting at 9,
Yeah.
9 to 5. And like, this is my hours and I'm working every day. And that is like going to keep me time managed because I'm
Yeah.
really trying to crank this next video out and then crank the next one out and like maximize these next 4 weeks so that I'm like at like 110,000 by the time I start school or something. Like, that would be awesome. And then I can like have that silver play button and get the verified check mark, and then like I can like be okay with like not being able to upload as much once the year starts and still kind of be in that nice comfortable spot.
Well, here's like the ultimate. Again, I'm sure you have these conversations with everybody, but I'm just fascinated. Like why go to college if you want to be a YouTuber? You already are a YouTuber and you're already making money.
I
So.
know, because my parents want me to, and because everyone
But
says it's a good idea. And
but you're literally at a point where you're never gonna like the. I've been off YouTube for 5 months already because I quit Indie Mogul or whatever, and like I'll just pick up fairly where I left off with other stuff. Like I already have all the connections with the brands and different
yeah,
people. Like you don't you can go to college and like just still like post once a month or whatever and probably be fine. But like what happens when you get the degree and it's like cool, I don't know.
I know,
You can meet your
because
spouse at
that's the
college. You can
thing. The
have
degree
fun.
does nothing,
The
right?
degree does nothing, and it's only worse now at your age than when it was in 2008 when I was in college. It's even worse now for you. Um, I don't know. I don't know how much you're making off those sponsorships, but I would be charging at least 4,000 per sponsorship, if
Of
not
course,
six.
I'm making not even close to that because I don't know. I don't know what I should be charging. Wait, but let me ask you. Let me ask you. Is that 4,000 for like on 1 minute at the end, or is that like a whole video?
Yeah. So
Because that's what I do.
I'm gonna cut all this out. So I'm just talking to you individually now because I obviously
Okay.
this is getting maybe a little too personal, but
I mean, see, these are the things I need to know. Like I could be making so much more money. So I'm in a deal right now. So first of all, I need to ask for
because
more
your view,
money.
well, your views are ridiculous. You're getting 500,000 views on these videos. I mean, and of
Yeah.
course you want to average it. This one has 60 or 58 or whatever, but like
Well,
on
some of
a,
those are YouTube shorts, but yeah.
oh, you're right. Oh, I'm not even looking at the time code. You're right. Um, you're averaging like you could basically pitch to somebody like I basically have a guaranteed 100,000 at least, like, and often things go viral. So
Yeah.
like you
The
should.
next one will get 500,000 again because it's another
Yeah.
algorithm video.
Yep. And so the question that I have for you is like, if you were making $150,000 a year the minute you graduate high school, would you still go to college?
No, no, not no way, Jose. But I need to figure out how I can make that much.
Well,
Okay,
that's
I'm gonna
how
tell you
much.
everything right now.
That's how much is on the table right now for you. I
Help
guarantee it.
me, help me. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay,
I would definitely talk to I always had agents because they work the magic with the deal because they're so good at like getting as much money as possible from the companies and they already have all the connections. So like and basically the way that YouTuber agents work is like they probably have like 5 or 6 other YouTubers they work with. And then they go to Squarespace. They say, "Hey, I've got 7 YouTubers I'm working with. About 10 million subs altogether between all of them. It's $150,000 a month, and we'll put them all out." And then he disperses that money to whoever the bigger creator gets more and whatever. That's typically how agents work. And I could put you in touch with my guy if you want, but he does
yeah.
camera stuff.
Thank
And
you so much.
he was starting to slow down a bit because I think his roster was just getting so full. But basically, I had the same agent as like Gerald Undone and
Yeah.
Kai W, Jared
Uh-huh.
Poland, kind of all the camera guys.
Yeah, I got it.
But yeah, I would just renew. If you have a contract with them, you gotta obviously do that. But I would
It's not. I don't think I ever signed a contract. It's just like
a
they're just
verbal
paying me
agreement
it.
or something.
It's like a verbal agreement. It's through this company called Maker Watch, and
Yeah.
I like. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah.
Okay, so that's what they're doing, and I just give them the unlisted video a couple days in advance. They tell me it's okay, and then I upload it.
I would definitely not use MakerWatch anymore, and then I could put you in touch with the agent, and then yeah, because so
Awesome.
with your views and stuff, like I don't see why you couldn't charge $3,000
Yeah, I
per
started with
sponsorship.
2 grand. They negotiated me down.
Okay, yeah, but you were also you were at 30, right? You
Right,
blew up
right.
recently, so
The I figured out the Instagram algorithm video got me like 22,000 subscribers or something.
yeah,
And
that's
then the I
crazy.
rigged the TikTok algorithm was another 20. The first I figured out the TikTok algorithm was another 20K or maybe 25K for that one. Like I have
Hmm.
3 videos that are responsible for like 2/3 of my subscribers.
It's amazing. I yeah, I don't know. I was told all this too. Like when I after about a year of doing YouTube, I met Kai W at Photokina, and
Hmm.
he kind of sat me down and just ran me through like the agent process, and like he's like, you make your money with the like having an agent because they can really just rip as much money as possible from these companies, and then
Great. I
affiliate
want
too.
money.
You definitely want to do affiliate like like today. I would set up go to geniuslink.com, sign up for Genius Link, which allows you to basically have one link that is international Amazon. So you have to create an account on Amazon UK, Amazon Canada, Amazon, like all over the world, Australia. They all have their own separate affiliate companies, and then you use Genius Link to sync all that together. Because if you don't include international, you're leaving 20-30% of money on the table.
Yeah.
And then you could also do like B&H and Best Buy and stuff, but you're not as much like I was literally a gear reviewer, so that's like one of the primary
Right.
income streams because it's
See,
like
see,
buy
I
this
did
camera.
one affiliate once and I made like nothing.
Yeah, you're not talking about products to buy per se, so
No,
um,
right.
it may not be as my perspective is probably skewed because I've only reviewed products, so obviously uh, affiliate works in that strategy. So
Which is what I did for years. I did product reviews for years. It wasn't until I basically, and you can include this in the podcast, 'cause I think this is really important. Like I took a step back and I'm like, okay, everyone says you have to do what nobody else is doing. I've gone through so many phases. I went through the Marquez Brownlee phase. I went through the Casey Neistat phase. I went through the Unbox Therapy phase. I went through a short-lived, like I wanted to be a comedy YouTuber, but I also still wanted to be tech. So I this weird like half commentary video, like a commentary video about phones. It was super weird. Then I was like, I took a step back. I'm like, okay, I gotta try something totally new. And that's when I came up with the TikTok algorithm idea. And I say,
yeah.
okay, nobody's doing this. Like, what is a question that everybody has that I can answer? How does the TikTok algorithm work? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. But like, what if I just like kind of try and figure it out? So I'm like, what if I log out and just see what it recommends to me? Whatever it
Hmm.
recommends to me will be obviously the most, the algorithm's favorite video. So let's just see. Make this video. I collect all the data and it gets 600,000 views, and
Yep.
it takes my channel from 3,000 subscribers when I uploaded it to like 10,000 in like a week. Although it's funny because I uploaded this video and it sat there for 2 months,
Oh, really?
a
Yeah.
thousand views. And then after 2 months in a week, it goes from like 2,000 views to like 350K.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think that's the one that I discovered, and I remember I'm a Twitter guy, so I immediately was like, I'm gonna follow this guy on Twitter, and so I followed you, and I was just shocked. I was like, oh, this guy's like brand new. I think I might have caught the video when you had less subscribers, and it was just like it felt so off. Like the quality of this video is so mind-blowingly good, and he's
Thanks.
only got 5,000 subs or whatever whatever it was when I
Yeah,
saw it.
that's what I was at.
And now, that's quite an astronomical explosion to be almost at 100 now, dude. That's pretty awesome.
Kinda. I mean,
It
it's
is.
fine. And it's nice and it's cool and all. But yeah, no, I'm very driven. I've got no end goal in mind. I do have an end goal in mind, but no like end subscriber
See
goal in
that
mind.
that's why I think college is a bad idea for you because it's literally going to be you're going to have ankle weights on while you're
Yeah,
trying
I
to do
know.
this. And
What am
like
I doing?
the the thing that's crazy about YouTube that I was like I said, a magician for 6 years full time, and then I was a freelance director and cinematographer in Nashville and did music videos and documentaries and a ton of weddings. I filmed ungodly amount of weddings.
Mhm.
But the thing that I found with YouTube is that there is no ceiling to like
Right. Yeah, that's what I said. It's totally true.
and when you have any job, like even with the freelance stuff and the directing that I was doing, like there's kind of day rates in town. Like it's $750 a day for a really good quality shooter, to shoot like a music video, or $1,000 a day or whatever. And like that's great. That's really good money for sure. But like even that was like a ceiling at a certain point. Like if you get to the top of almost any industry, there is kind of like a ceiling. And then you have these crazy industries, or I guess it's really just being self-employed. Once you find something like YouTube, like it just opened up my mind to be like, holy cow, like as long as I keep just getting better, and as long as I keep growing and learning and trying to make my videos better, my income will just keep going up. Like it
Yeah.
was really weird. And you have plateaus and there's highs and lows. And I've talked to a lot of creators who've been on for years. I mean, Caleb Pike, who actually lives in Illinois as well, from DSLR Video Shooter. I don't know if you know who he is.
I know who he is. I didn't know he lives in Illinois. Like near me, you think?
Yeah, I think he lives near Chicago.
Oh, I'm gonna need to connect with him. He's awesome. I watched his Canon C100 Mark II
Well, yeah, I
video
mean,
yesterday.
you have the C100, and I was just thinking, I was like,
Right.
Caleb just did a great video on it, and I was kicking myself for not doing a video as well on it. That's been on my like list of videos to make, because I think it's a
The
fascinating camera that people
the
overlook.
only downfall is that it shoots in AVC HD, which is the worst video format, period, other than shooting in film and literally converting it to digital. I
you
have to
know
put it through a software to convert it.
Clip wrap?
And I have one called, I think it's just called AVCHD to .move, MOV, I mean, and it's like $7. It works great, but
Okay.
like
I
it
used
takes
to use
20
this
minutes
one.
to convert all my files.
This one
Oh, okay.
was what I used back in the day. It looks like it's been replaced by this one, but which I also have edit ready. It's just it's really fast. It's M1 capable as well, so it's like super
Yeah, I use
optimized.
the 20. My camera died again.
Do you
I'll
use
change it, but
Oh,
I used the 16-inch MacBook Pro from 2019 base model with no
so
upgrades.
do you edit in Final Cut or Premiere?
Final Cut, and I also use After Effects.
Can't you just import the footage into Final Cut?
Yes, I can, but it's .mts and it's really slow to edit with, and it
Gotcha.
bogs my computer down. So I just wait the 10, 15, 20 minutes for it to go through all my footage and take all of it and put it into MP4. And you know what? I'm going to wait to say the next part until I charge my camera, because I think it's actually an important
Well,
detail. Yeah, we are now on the C100, and it is I'm on the 10 to 18, and it is such a terrible, like it looks good, but you can see all the like trash on the sides of my setup. Or like normally you can only see like this much, but you can see like all the trash on the side and just like stuff hung on the wall that I don't use.
How about this? I'll crop in from here on out, but like as you say,
Yeah,
that,
you don't. I don't do that. Don't do that. Don't crop in. I want to be authentic. It's important to be authentic.
Well, that's why I have a mustache, because I'm trying to be more authentic, so people could see the lower half of my chin. I normally have a beard, but my wife, this is strange. She loves the mustache. My wife loves the
Interesting.
mustache. Most women hate it. Maybe that's why she likes it, because less women will be attracted to me. That's actually really interesting. Maybe that's why she likes it.
Huh.
I'm just kidding. I say that as though women fall at my feet. That is not true at all. Although magic helps, doesn't it?
Yeah, but could you imagine having red hair? It's a disaster.
The delivery on that was so perfect. Oh my
It's
gosh.
true. Well, I do comedy magic, which reminds me, before we
too.
we end, I want to show you a magic trick because I want to fool you. This is Dave
Please.
May's Fool Us.
These are I deleted my original channel from when I was your age, but these are my videos from this was
Wow.
a Jonas Brothers song that I learned backwards. And then I did the whole thing backwards, which was kind of cool. But yeah, that was like my magic
Interesting.
outfit.
Reminds me of the Nigahiga days, like the Nigahiga original videos. I
I'm
am
trying to
actually a big fan
find.
of the old YouTube stuff. Like I love all the old Jax Films videos and like
Dude, he's so great.
Nigahiga and people like that who are really OGs.
I'm trying to find my promo. It's saved somewhere in the database of my old archive on Google Photos, but I can't find it. I was just
I
gonna show you my Magic
yeah.
promo
Oh, cool.
when I was a kid, but
No, but Nigahiga is the most underrated creator. Like, if you go back and watch his old videos, like his Schizo videos, he has this one Schizo Halloween, and it is the best comedy video I've ever seen on YouTube. Anyways,
I'll check it out. You've seen, Riser, right? The trick with the Sharpie on the arm.
I've
Card.
seen, I mean, I never know the names of tricks. I've probably seen the trick. I don't know it
This
exactly,
one?
which means that the X.
No.
Oh, the card rises out of the deck. It's a tattoo on your arm looking kind of thing.
Yeah.
You say it's your card. No, it's just a deck, and then it rises out of the deck.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
I don't know how it works actually. I've
Isn't that great?
never formed it, but yeah, that's great.
You'll have to show me some of your stuff sometime.
Yeah, let me. Do you have 1 minute right now, or should I save it for the end? I want to show you something. I want to fool you.
Let's save
Save
it.
it for the end.
Well, this is our magic
Got
segment.
you.
Let's do it. Let's do it now.
Magic segment. Okay, so this is great for the video listeners only. Can you see me, by the way? Like, I feel like you're in screen sharing mode.
Here, yeah, I'm canceling it right now. Okay, I can.
Okay, so I'm gonna tilt the camera at the table,
I'm
and
not
I'm really,
gonna- Yeah, I'm not gonna look up at my camera anymore. I'm just gonna look at my laptop.
I'm
So I can
really performing this for the
for Dave.
C100 here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
All
for
right.
the C100. Gotcha.
There's 52 cards in a deck of playing cards. Normally I'd have you pick one, but obviously you can't do that. So I want you to just yell out stop whenever you want.
Stop.
Okay, there. And by the way, again, tell me if you can't see it because I'm looking at the camera right now,
Gotcha.
making sure it's in frame.
No,
All
I
right.
can see.
So
I
you
can see.
you got a card and you can see it and the camera can see it. I'm not gonna pretend like I can't see this. There's monitors everywhere. This is a Jack of Clubs, but that's a good pick. Jack
Okay.
of Clubs. All right, let's stick it inside of the middle of the deck like this. And normally I would let you shuffle the deck, but obviously I cannot let you do that. I could do a shuffle, but maybe this is a fake magician shuffle. You don't know. In fact, you do know that is a fake magician shuffle. Got me, right? So here's what we're gonna do. I want you to just yell out stop whenever you want. That's
Okay.
when we'll cut the deck, okay?
Okay.
Here we go.
Stop.
Okay, this is the best way I know to shuffle virtually. Here, we'll do it again.
Stop.
Okay, we'll cut again one more time.
Stop.
Okay, and then there's a little bit of a big pack left. Do you want me to stop again with this, or do you want to just stick this somewhere on the deck?
No, just stick it. Yeah.
Oh, where? Top, bottom, or middle?
Oh, you're giving me the choice?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Where do you want me to put it?
I guess the middle.
The middle. Okay, so you tell me when to stop again. You're really making this difficult. Here we go.
Stop. Yeah.
Okay, there, inside of the
No,
middle.
okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, I will go ahead and say that I'm already fooled. So go
Oh,
ahead.
you're already full. There's no way I can know where your card is, right?
Yeah, no, exactly. There's no way.
And I don't. There's 52 cards and I can playing cards. You just controlled where your card goes. But here's what I want you to do. This trick is called any card, any number.
Okay.
I'm sure you've heard of it. I want you to name any number 1 through 52 because there's 52 cards in a deck of playing cards. Clubs, hearts, spades, and diamonds. Any number 1 through 52. Go.
I'm gonna go with the lucky number 17.
17. That's a good pick.
It's your age, so
That's really convenient. I knew you would pick that number. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't know you'd pick that number. But maybe, just maybe, if luck could come in and help us out, we'd be able to actually make some magic happen here. So I'll just give it a snap like that. I'm not going to touch the cards. I'm not going to touch them.
Okay.
I'd let you count them out, but you're not here. So here's what we'll do. All right. Very
Yeah.
convenient again. 1, 2, 3. If your card was in the 4th position, that would suck. That's a 10 of clubs, not your card. Okay, good. 5, 6, 7. Please don't be your card. No, good. This is Jack of diamonds. So close, though. This is 8, right? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16,
16.
17.
Okay.
This is the 17th card. Can we agree? If you would have
Yes.
picked 18, you would have gotten the ace of clubs. That's not your card, right?
yeah. No,
If
that's
you had
not
picked
it.
16, you would have gotten the 6 of clubs.
That's
Not
not
his
it.
card. It's not his card. But you picked 17, and your card was the jack of clubs, right?
It was, and that was the 17th. Holy cow!
Wild, right?
Beautiful. I need a soundboard so that I can have an applause break here, but I'll do it virtually. Incredible. And
Thank you.
it's always fun performing for magicians because there's always certain tricks you can do, like that one, that completely
Only
blew me
one I can
away.
do that would probably fool you.
That
I
totally
actually
fooled me, dude.
I came up with that one, but it is the simplest. I will tell you how it works because you're a magician, but not on the podcast.
Yeah.
after we're done recording. But it is a the simplest method of all time. It fooled. Do you know who Jeff McBride is?
Of course. Yeah.
I fooled Jeff McBride. It's fooled Lance Burton. You probably know who Lance Burton is. I fooled Lance Burton.
Tell me your magic.
Larry Haas's. It's fooled Sean Farquhar. It's fooled so many people.
Tell me your magic background. You're mentioning all these names. Have you been to conferences and stuff or lectures or
A couple times. Last summer, I did this virtual magic thing called Lance Burton Teen Seminar, and I got selected to show them my magic. You know who Shin Lim is, right?
Oh yeah, dude, he's amazing.
So I did a Shin Lim act and they really liked it. So I got to be like selected out of the kids in the camp. I was one of a few who got to like show their magic in front of all of them, which was really cool. I got to watch a video. And then I also, at one point, we're just doing like a fun like break, like lunch break, show us magic tricks thing. And I was like, hey, I'm going to fool you right now. And I did that one. It's the only trick I came up with that will fool them. And they're all like, what? Like that was too impossible. Because for those of you who don't know, that trick, any card, any number, is a common magic trick. It is a thing people do all the time, but there's tons of slights, there's tons of like this kind of stuff, like kind of cutting the deck without them noticing, tons of weird double lifts, whatever. That trick involves no double lifts, no nothing. It's almost too good. It's too perfect, dare I say.
I'm sitting here in silence trying to figure it out.
I'll tell you. But yeah, no, they were amazing. That was really cool.
This moment that I'm having is what gets magicians into magic, is the
totally
being kind of a analytical person. Most magicians can't deal with the fact that they don't know. That's why they're magicians.
And you know this. You know the secret. You know it. You just don't. You're not putting the dots together. But know the secret because the method I use is really common. But I love Penn and Teller Fool Us. I love watching that show, and I'm sure we both know a ton of magicians that have gone on that show. Rick Wilcox, I just mentioned, he was just on that show a few episodes ago, and Sean Farquhar has been on it 3 times. Shin Lim I've met through Zoom once, which was really cool. I went on a Zoom class with him. But I bought one of his tricks called 52 Shades of Red, which is, if you've ever seen America's Got Talent, it's the one where he's got the 4 aces and then they all kind of just like vanish really quickly. And then they go across the table. He has like Copperfield's aces and the deck goes from red to blue. Really good, really difficult to do. I can only do it on video. I cannot do it live because I will mess it up. And I can do it live in the mirror, but in front of people, I'll mess it up. And so I was able to do that for my virtual school talent show this year, which was awesome because it was virtual. So I took advantage of it. I made a video and I got 100 tries, but I got to show the video to Lance Burton, which was really cool. Lance Burton, for those of you who don't know, was the Penn and Teller, the David Copperfield before Penn and Teller and David Copperfield. They're actually, you probably performed around the same time as them when they were in the beginning of their careers. Lance Burton was really big in Vegas in the early 2000s.
He was huge.
And 90s.
Well, even more than that, 80s, 90s for
80s,
sure.
Yeah. He was awesome.
He's kind of he's a titan in the industry.
Right.
Do you know Joshua J?
Yep.
I've met him a couple times, and he's good friends with my buddy Brock that I mentioned, and Stephen Bargatze. Do you know who he is? Nate Bargatze's dad?
Yeah, he's the current head of IBM.
So he is from Nashville, obviously, and he was my mentor. So like he was
cool.
The magic shop that I mentioned earlier, it was in Old Hickory, which is where I'm from, and that's where Steven lives. And so
you got to go to Magic Inc. in Chicago, oldest magic show or oldest magic store in the country.
I'm familiar with it. I've never been, but I'm familiar with it.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's a shame the magic shop did shut down. They weren't making the business that they needed to. And but now there's actually a magic and a dinner show place here in Nashville. And they stayed open through the pandemic and everything. I mean, they were closed, but they didn't go out of business. So I still need to go, but it's like ungodly expensive. It's like, $50 a dish because you're paying for a dinner and a show. So, but have you been to the Magic Castle yet?
I have never been. I've only been to California once, and it was to go to Disneyland. So I've really never been to California.
You definitely have to go to the castle. I think
I will.
It's a rite of passage for most magicians. Maybe if you end up going to VidCon one year, do a 2-stop. Go to VidCon and then Magic
That's
Live.
crazy. I can't imagine myself going to VidCon. Also, do you see me wearing a Wisconsin shirt and then another Wisconsin shirt under it? Like, I really was going into this interview thinking I was going to go to college. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I see what you're saying. What about Vid Summit? Are you going to go to Vid Summit in California? Or well,
When
you're
is
in
it?
school.
I probably have school.
No,
Yeah.
I forget.
I
You're
have
not.
school 5 days a week from 8 to 3. It's a big
Yeah,
deal.
Jack. There's this really cool thing that happens when you graduate high school. You become an adult and you can do whatever you want. It's awesome.
Well, might be going to college. We'll see.
You just skip class. Did your parents like save up money and stuff for it?
Yep.
So
They are 100% planning on me going. My dad went to the University of Michigan. My mom went to the University of Illinois.
were your parents
dad's a
making?
doctor.
Were your parents able to make $100,000 when they were 18?
No, but they don't think I can do that. This is recorded. You can hear. He just said I can make $100,000
A year.
right now, which I don't believe, but I'm going to figure out a way to do it. And if I can
Oh,
graduate
yeah.
doing that, they'll agree with me. They'll say, yeah, don't go to college. But they think I'm at like 20,000 right now or something.
Sure. They don't. It's
Which
understandable for.
I think that. I thought that until just now.
No, the potential you have on. First off, you're an amazing performer. The format that you're doing is exactly the right format. Within 10 seconds, I'm hooked into your videos because your scripting
thanks.
and the way that you do it is incredible. You're taking everything that you would read in the YouTube formula book by Daryl Eves or anything that you would see, Mr. Beast do with his stuff in this niche. Like, you're totally nailing everything. And, like I said, I think a lot of people will stumble across your videos and like think to themselves, why doesn't this guy have like 1 million subs? Like, it just feels wrong that you don't, because people who make content that looks this good, that flows this good, are professional YouTubers, and the fact that you're a high schooler is just nuts. So
Thank you. Yeah, I've just been doing it for a while.
You
Just started when
have.
I was really, really young.
That's the thing, is like the people I'm talking about, the pro YouTubers, like they've been doing it for 5-6 years, and and so have you. You've been doing it for 6 years now, so
Yeah.
pretty amazing. I don't know. We could talk about a lot of different things, and we already have, but I feel like I'm probably rambling too much. But that's what podcasts are
Oh,
for,
I
right?
appreciate it.
Do you? I assume you script everything, right? Is this,
Every word is scripted. I read a teleprompter.
do you have the little one that goes on the lens with your camera or with your phone? Or
No, I
whatever?
have the most janky setup ever. I literally have my phone. I have a teleprompter app. I copy and paste from. I write my scripts in the Notes app, guys, on my laptop.
Me
And then
too.
it shows up on the Notes. Really? And then it shows
Yeah.
up in the Notes app on my phone. I type it on my laptop. I script every word. There's no like notes. It's every word. And then I copy and paste into the teleprompter app, and then I put it right next to the lens. Like lens here, and then the phone is
Okay.
right next to it, clipped on like a clamp. And then I just read it. And my eyes are so close to the lens. And because I'm not looking at the screen that's behind the lens, it's right next to the lens. So you cannot tell my eyes aren't looking at the lens. And
Yeah, I
I'm far
can't
enough
tell.
away where it works. Like right now I'm looking at you and not the camera, but it looks like I'm looking at the camera a little bit. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it works. And so yes, I just read everything. Although I
Okay.
try to look at the lens whenever I can, but yes, I read every word. And that is a skill that is not easy to develop. I didn't used to be able to do that.
It
But-
feels, yeah, it does feel, when you're a magician, you're used to working off the cuff, and you do develop scripts when you're performing, but you can kind of go off script and float around it a little bit. But
Totally.
you're not reading words. It's a different skill to sound
It's
like you're
it's
not reading.
weird, but I've gotten pretty good at it, and
You have.
it's I just the way I did was I was like I'm just gonna read this crazy now, and I just like it
Yeah.
just works. But no, yeah. So I used to put it on my monitor. Now I actually this is a cool setup. I'll turn the camera around too. I use a computer monitor as my. Can you see it? I just use
Yeah.
a computer monitor as my like monitor for my camera.
Yeah.
I'll use these guys, and it is a monitor I got for free at like a garage sale,
Oh, perfect. Yeah, yeah.
and
'Cause
it's like
the stupid
1080p.
C100 original doesn't flip around all the way.
nope. And then I just got this monitor on top.
Nice.
But that's just for when I'm in the green screen room, which is just like another part of my basement that I put a green screen up.
Nice.
But yeah,
So tell me about what you want to do next, if you can. I mean,
Okay.
You said you want to maybe get away from the algorithm stuff. What are you thinking?
so so I can give you the immediate future. The immediate future is I tried something new in my last video that worked okay that I'm going to continue, and that is just I'm going to keep explaining stuff. That's my niche. That's what I do. I explain stuff. Usually it's tech related, but it doesn't have to be. In my last video, I tried something different. I tried jumping from topic to topic. Instead of doing like a more clear narrative, it was just topic to topic. I'm not going to do it again. The CTR, or not the CTR. The retention was not quite as good as usual because I was just jumping from topic to topic. I baited them in with the deep fake stuff. The first minute and a half was deep fakes. Then I switched to the I'm not a robot box, because the whole idea was like fake people. So you start with the deep fakes. You're like, TikTok has deep fake problem. This person looks like Charli D'Amelio, but it's a deep fake. But how do we know? How does a computer know if a person's real? Well, it is with the I'm not a robot box comes in. And here's how the I'm not a robot box works. And all the data you give them is going to Google self-driving cars. And that's why it's the stoplights and whatever, and the pictures and whatever. Interesting. Then I'm like, oh, and there's also fake news. So people are giving you fake news. And sometimes that's deep fake related. And I talk a little bit of like COVID misinformation. And then I finish with like, but how do we know anyone is real? Do we live in a simulation? And then I do like the Elon Musk simulation theory to end the video, mind blow. And then a Skillshare sponsorship. Like that's the video. And it was fun. And I ended and I slowly but surely moved farther away from my niche as the video went on. And the retention wasn't as good because people were like, I came for the deep fakes, or like they heard the I'm not a robot. That's interesting. But now he's talking about fake news. Or that's interesting. But now he's talking about simulation. I'm not interested.
Yeah.
But it was an experiment, and I was reluctant to try it, but the simulation stuff, people really liked it. And so I like the idea of incorporating some other stuff, not necessarily tech related, into my videos, whether that is, you know, I've thought a lot about like trying to be like the human Google, like answering like on TikTok. I've tried like answering totally not tech related questions. Like what's the difference between Britain and England, and why do beaches have sand? And here's a great one that you will not know the answer to. What is the royal family's last name?
I don't know. Yeah.
Nobody knows, but it's the royal family, right? It's the most famous family of all time, and nobody knows their last name. It's Mountbatten Windsor, by the way. But nobody knows that, with a dash in the middle. Nobody knows that, right? So this was like my idea. So I'm going to try to push this a little bit further and see if I can do more of these like explainer videos that aren't necessarily tech related. But yeah, just keep explaining stuff. Let me add one layer to this whole conversation before we leave. But this whole college future thing for me, I just want to add a layer on. So my real goal, like my long-term goal, like 1 million subscribers, great. 10 million subscribers, great. The long-term goal for me, with my dream, would be like to be the next Dave Portnoy, would be to start a media company with tons of channels. But the idea would be basically Barstool Sports, but smart content. It doesn't have to be stuff you can learn from, but just like content where you watch and you didn't feel like you lost brain cells. That is my biggest problem with the internet right now, and YouTube, and especially TikTok, where it's going. It's like anybody can become famous, which is great. And especially on TikTok, everybody's famous. I know like 10 people in person with like 1 million followers that like go to my high school. Like it's so easy, but like it means that the stuff you're watching these days, the stuff people are watching, it just sucks. And so the idea of this media company would be like, it doesn't have to be stuff you can learn from, but like maybe it's Casey Neistat, like quality vlogs or like whatever, just like really good entertainment, or maybe even it is stuff you can learn from. That's the idea. That's like my dream, is to be like the Dave Portnoy of this company, to be like the face of this company. That is the ultimate dream for me. So that begs the question, if I want to start a media company eventually, then should I go to college? Because that is the big thing for me, is like, should I learn some business in college? Because that is more of a normal business. You know what I mean?
Or you could just, for the next 4 years that you would be in school, build a channel to 10 million subs and be able to hang out with Dave Portnoy and ask him how he did it.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, no, he's had almost as big of an impact on me as Casey Neistat. Not as big. Casey Neistat's still huge, but the last like year and a half that I've discovered him, I've been like, holy crap, this guy is like, he's built something. I didn't realize it's like Company Man, a great YouTuber, has this series called Bigger Than You Know, and it's like Nestle, Coca-Cola, Disney, they're bigger than you know. Yes. Dave Portnoy is so much bigger than you know. You think he's the pizza guy. You think he's the guy who owns Barstool, that Instagram account with the funny videos. You think he's the guy who owns Barstool with the Call Her Daddy podcast. It never ends. There's always more. There's more podcasts. There's more channels. There's more Instagram accounts. I bet he's got 1,000 Instagram accounts on our Barstool. Literally. Oh, wow. It never ends. Like, there's one for every single college. Every major college has a Barstool account that's run under the official Barstool. Like, they have thousands of employees, and it never ends. And that is the dream, like, to build something like that.
I love it, dude. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's not a wrong. It just prolongs your journey by going to school. It delays it by 4 years, you know. So if that's okay with you, and you want to have a good time in college too, I guess. But you don't seem like the type of person that gives a crap about the social
Not
ramifications of
at
college.
all. I wish I did more, but I
Because
don't.
the thing is, you're going to learn so much more by doing and by meeting other creators. I mean, this
Hmm.
conversation, we've been able to talk about some business stuff that I've just experienced the last 4 years as a professional, full time YouTuber with less subscribers than you have. I only had 70,000 now. I was full time. Okay, I feel like we could probably talk for another 2 hours, but
Yep.
we'll just have to do that another time. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for coming on the show today. It was a pleasure meeting you and actually getting
Yes,
to
you
know
too.
you and chatting. And I'll definitely try to connect you with whoever I can. Because I think the thing that I would love for you to do is just to just meet more people and just
Yeah.
start talking to people about how they do what they do. Because you have all of the pieces needed to be a YouTuber. I mean, you already are. You are a YouTuber. Um, it's super cool that you're in high school doing this. So hopefully somebody listening to this is motivated by it, by your story. And
Oh, that'd be amazing.
if you are or inspired by it, go reach out to Jack on socials. Tell everybody your handles and stuff so they can give you a follow.
Okay, well, the first thing you should do is subscribe to my YouTube channel. First, number one, it is Jack Gordon. You'll look it up. And they'll come up with me first, but then there'll be a bunch of videos of Gordon Ramsay. We're not related. His first name is Gordon, but whatever. And then Instagram, I'm Jack Gordon YT.
Uh
And
huh.
on Twitter, everywhere else, I'm Jack Gordon YT, including TikTok, where I somehow have way more followers on there than I have subscribers on YouTube. But TikTok kind of sucks. But it's fun and all. And you should subscribe to my YouTube channel. DM me on Instagram. DMs on TikTok are like don't really work. And I'll probably reply.
Yeah. Awesome, Jack. Thank you so much. And I'm sure the next time we have you on, you'll be well over 1 million. So
Oh my God, that'd be amazing.
I don't want to puff you up too much because you still got to put the work in. So I'm not gonna like
Course.
I'm not gonna. Let's just say you'll be well over 100. Let's just say that for sure. That's a given.
Okay, good.
That's a given.
Yeah.
And great job on the magic trick. I'm still
Yeah, I'm
completely
gonna tell you how it's
floored.
done. And if you don't want me to, I won't. But I will tell you how it's done if you want me to.